Okay, now let's go on to worksheet 4.6. For worksheet 4.6, we're going to learn how to differentiate between elements, compounds, and mixtures. Okay, elements, compounds, and mixtures. So, as we go through each of these questions, okay, I will highlight the main point that will help you to understand whether it is a compound, whether it's element, or whether it's a mixture. So first thing, solid P is white. It is formed by burning calcium with oxygen. So you can see here, I have two different elements. Okay, I'm burning them, so I let them undergo a chemical reaction. So two different elements undergo a chemical reaction. What's going to happen is it's going to be a compound. Because heat is involved, there's a burning in its formation. It's made of two elements, calcium and oxygen. So chemical reaction, energy is involved. Two different elements. Okay, so these two are the clues to let you know that P is a compound. Next one, Q is green, has a constant composition. Once you see the word constant composition, means that it cannot be a mixture. Okay? Constant composition means it cannot be a mixture. Now, it decomposes means that it can be broken down into three elements when heated. So Q is made up of three elements. So first thing, constant composition means that it is not a mixture because it can decompose into three elements by heat. Okay, we know that it is a compound because a compound consists of two or more elements chemically combined. Okay, so do take note of this detail here. Next one. Okay, R is speckled blue and brown. So you can see there's two different colors there. So you can see in terms of the physical property, because color is a physical property, okay, you can see there are differences within itself. So R has two different physical properties. Blue particle can dissolve in water, but brown do not. So we can see a difference again in physical property. So whenever we see that there's a difference in physical property, we know that the substance must be a mixture. Okay, so some particles can dissolve, others cannot. Okay, it is speckled brown and blue and brown. So these are all the clues that tells you that it has different physical properties. So that's why R is a mixture. Okay, and so R contain substances with different physical properties. Okay, next. S is yellow, dissolves in water. Okay, the solution can be separated into four substances. Imagine, okay, I can separate it into four substances by a physical process. So if you are able to separate a substance using physical process, this is a big clue to tell you that the substance must be a mixture. Okay. Next one, T is a solid gray, it's attracted to magnet. Now, this is the big clue here. Cannot be decomposed into anything simpler. So solid T is the simplest substance that can be found. As such, that's why this is an element. Okay, because it cannot be decomposed into simpler substances. So you can see here certain keywords tells you whether it's element or compound or mixture. So question 2 is to reinforce it. Can you see solid K cannot be made into simpler substances? As such, K must be an element. A chemical reaction takes place, heat is liberated, and solid L is formed. So L is formed by a chemical reaction when heat is liberated. So heat is involved in L's formation. So we know that whenever heat is involved here, this kind of reaction will be telling you L is a compound. Next one. when this liquid M is separated by distillation, separated by a physical process. So remember we said when you can separate a substance by physical process, that substance here must be a mixture. So you can see it's about identifying the key few phrases here. Next one, solid N can be separated into two different substances by adding water and filtering. This is filtration. This is a physical process. So if I can separate if I can separate N into two different substances by physical process, that means N must be a mixture. Okay? Last one, colorless substance with fixed melting and boiling point. Okay, if you remember your in your separation technique, the last few parts here, you realize that when it has a fixed melting and boiling point, it indicates that this must be a pure substance. Okay? By definition, an element is a pure substance. A compound is also a pure substance. There's no other clue that's given over here. As such, K is element, L is compound, M and N is mixture. But for this last one, because it's a pure substance, it could be an element. It could be a compound. We do not know. Hence, for this last one over here, it will be this. Or it can be either an element or a compound. Okay, so in this worksheet, you will learn how to identify key phrases to tell you whether something is an element, compound, or mixture. Okay, so that's all for this worksheet.